Good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. It's morning. Good morning, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. One of the common things that I've heard lately, a common phrase that I've heard lately is "this too shall pass." You hear it a lot when somebody is kind of complaining about like their bad luck or something going on in their life. Somebody will come up and say, "Hey, man, just try and get through it. Life will go on. This too shall pass." And the same thing is happening whether you have bad luck or good luck. If you have good luck, you win the lottery, you find $100 bill, and somebody gives you a car all in the same week. That doesn't happen all the time, and most likely it's probably going to be very short-lived for you. But it was a good time, and it too shall pass. So anything that's going on in life, you got to think, okay, this is cyclical. Things will move on. Things change. Whatever. So after having like just a little bit of, run of bad luck, not necessarily bad luck, just things come up, so it's like, okay, you handle it, you get through it. Okay, and then we'll get through that one too. All right. I go down, I check the post office box. I go down, I renew the post office box. Then I go and check my mail. Got a piece of mail, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, I'll do a mail call video. And I'm looking at the piece of mail, and it's just like from Matt in Canada. And there's a hole in the end of the envelope. And it has the word silver written on it. I'm like, oh no. So I go up to the counter and I said, hey, I just pulled this thing out of the post office box, and it has the word silver written on it, and there's a hole in the end of the envelope, and you can feel that there's nothing in it. And she was just like, okay, yeah, you're right. So let me go get a supervisor. Supervisors are all in meetings. Of course they are. So she was they were very nice. They were like, okay, so we're not sure what to do here. There's an 800 number you can call. Okay. And she said, how about you go ahead and open it so we can prove that there's nothing in it and that there maybe should be something in it. So I said, okay, yeah, no problem. So what I did is I fired up the video camera, and I handed her the camera, and I opened it up, and sure enough, there was nothing in it. There was just two pieces of plastic in here. There was and then a little piece there. So not sure what was in there, but the contents of it didn't quite make it to Astoria. So quite unfortunate, but now I guess I have something to do this afternoon. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, the article, right? So had an article that really would have went well with this, with the contents of that envelope, for an addition to the video, because the article that I wanted to share with you guys is talking about the gold price and why it's dropping. And now I found it very interesting because really, if you think about it, what was causing gold to rise to its all-time high? There was a lot of question, uncertainty, and nobody knew what was quite going on out there in the economy. Right? Everybody was just like, man, they're flipping out. Federal Reserve's going to go into quantitative easing, the stimulus packages, everybody's getting shut down. Nobody knew what was happening, right? So the price of gold ended up going really high on account of all that uncertainty. Now, here we are, and we're sitting in a position in which that everybody is screaming inflation. And now, if you think about inflation, okay, because everybody wants to scream and point out and say, look, inflation, there's inflation. And if you really think about inflation, it's already here. So it's like, it's not a matter of whether or not we're going to have inflation. Inflation's already here. So it's just like, okay, so let's just see the inflation as it is. It's here. And now, if it was truly a problem, then inflation would be showing itself in gold, right? Gold is like the ultimate hedge against inflation, right? There's a limited amount of gold, and there's an unlimited supply of dollars, right? So gold was the ultimate hedge against inflation. But really, gold is not necessarily a hedge against inflation, because if it was, then gold would be like, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, or who knows how much it should be. But it's not. In fact, it's not even at its all-time high. In fact, it's not even at its all-time high from 2011. So really, gold is very low when it's used as an inflation gauge. Because inflation isn't the problem. Inflation's already here. What we have is the perception. People's inflation expectation. And that's where the real issue starts to come in, is because as the interest rates on these 10-year treasuries, and actually longer dated, start to rise, that's the competition against gold. See, gold doesn't carry a coupon. You can't, you buy gold, you just sit there and you look at it, and at some point you have to sell it for a profit. But you look over at bonds, and bonds pay a coupon, which is pretty good when you consider gold doesn't do anything. You see where I'm kind of getting at here, guys? So when bonds, the long-dated bonds, were low, this is the way I kind of see it. When they were low and the uncertainty was kicking in, there was no place to go, so they ran to gold. But now, there is not the uncertainty of a bad economy, and we have the certainty of a good economy. In fact, we have such a certainty of a good economy that we're going to have inflation from this certainty of good economy. And it's going to cause the long-dated treasuries, the yields on them, to rise, which is going to be more attractive than the gold. Even though gold is really the place they should be to deal with the inflation that they expect will be coming. Anyway, found it to be a very interesting article. Love to get you guys' idea on that one. Uneducated Economist, you guys let me know. Man, I gotta go deal with this thing. Bummer.